This video is brought to you by the future, as in next week's video, because it's time once again for an attribute popularity contest. Click the link in the description below, and select your favorite heart character in the entire game. Then stay tuned for next week when I reveal the top 10 most popular heart characters on Bleach Brave Souls. Hello everyone and welcome to the top 10 Yoruichis on Bleach Brave Souls. Out of all the female characters in Bleach, she is by far my favorite, and we have more than enough for a top 10 list, so here we go. Now we're starting off with one of the oldest characters in the game, as well as one of the first ever seasonals, the original swimsuit version of Yoruichi. The resurrected version, of course. Now as an original character, she doesn't exactly have the highest stats. Luckily with Transcendence, that doesn't really matter. What does matter though is her strong attacks. And hers aren't exactly great. They don't really have good range even with a plus 20 Havoc, but they do deal a decent amount of damage. Her SP may not start off high, which is easily fixable, but she does have Frenzy, meaning her strong attacks hit twice. In addition to that, her secondary link is a strong attack damage link of 16%, increasing the damage even more. The biggest problem with her strong attacks though isn't actually the range, it's the fact that they're slow to activate. Lucky for you, you can also use her normal attack. Now her attack may be 50 points higher than her SP, but it's still really low, and still not that great, even with a plus 20 long range, plus 20 bruiser, and plus 10 adrenaline. Now she does get better for a while thanks to her boosting special and enhancer, but for the most part this character is to be used only for fun. Now next up is the original Blue Yoruichi, whose abilities are exactly the same as Swimsuit Yoruichi's with the exception of a plus 20 adrenaline instead of a plus 10, so you know, it makes her slightly better. Her strong attacks and special are exactly the same though, so anything the other one suffered from, this one will too, though this one does have a slightly better SP and a slightly lower attack. This one also has a Soul Reaper killer as opposed to the last one's Hollow killer, but the biggest difference and the main reason that this one's at 9 and the last one is at 10 is that this one's secondary soul trait is a 10% strong attack recharge link, which is better even though both their strong attacks suck. Still, they're fun characters to use, and I hope that this one in particular gets a remake soon. Next up is the resurrected version of, believe it or not, my favorite Yoruichi to use in this game, the original past version of Yoruichi. Though she's been remade, this one is actually still usable, and in my opinion incredibly fun. She's got a decently high attack for an older character, and a low but workable SP. And you'll be using both, since she's got Frenzy and a plus 20 Havoc. That's not to say her strong attacks have incredible range, but it's not bad, and they deal a decent amount of damage. Plus she has a plus 20 Bruiser and a plus 20 Nad Link, so her normal attacks will also be dealing quite a bit of damage. This Yoruichi also has a full screen special, and plus 40 Devastation, which is kind of rare for older characters. And because she's a Yoruichi, she's got multiple flash steps. She's also one of the few Yoruichis that has long strides, so she's incredibly swift. Now she's not the most ideal character to take in a run today, well with her strong attacks not having the best range. Still, she is 100% still usable today, assuming you don't mind dedicating a few extra seconds to finish a mission. Next up is yet another character who's on my list of most fun characters to use, the power armored version of Yoruichi, who fun fact was once really good in PvP, only for a short time. This Yoruichi has a decently high SP as well as Frenzy and Havoc at 20. She's also got a boosted strong attack damage link of 25%, so her strong attacks are actually going to deal quite a bit of damage. And for the first time on this list we have a Yoruichi whose strong attacks actually have pretty good range. Obviously they're not on the level of characters that are coming out these days, but the range is still pretty good. Her strong attack 1 is a lunge move, her strong attack 2 looks like it's something out of Birth by Sleep, and her strong attack 3 is a lightning shotgun. It's pretty quick to activate. Now with this said, with a good strong attack kit comes a bad normal attack and special. Since while she does have a decent attack for an SP character, she doesn't have Bruiser, and her special only has a plus 30 Devastation and is not full screen. Still, with a decent enough strong attack recharge build, you won't really need her normal attack or special. Plus, she's got something better. Much like the previous Yoruichi, she's also got long stride, meaning you can finish quests faster and avoid enemies easier. This is also a Yoruichi I hope they remake soon.
まだ大人の味には早かったかな。少し甘くしてやろう。
Next up, with one of my favorite specials in the game, is the Cacao Society version of Yoruichi, who also has a pretty high SP and Frenzy. And I know it took a bit, but we finally made it to one that has really good range on all of her attacks, with her strong attack 1 looking like it was stripped straight out of Fate, her strong attack 2 being a lunge move with really good range, and her strong attack 3 being a full screen. Additionally, her strong attack 3 and her special have a chance to inflict debilitating paralysis. This Yoruichi also has a decent attack stat and bruiser at 20. She's also the only Yoruichi in the game that actually uses a sword, which doesn't really help or hinder her. I just wanted to point it out. Now sadly, this Yoruichi came out after they figured out how broken long stride was, so while she does have extended flash steps, she does not have long stride. Still, 4 flash steps in a row is more than enough to finish a quest faster and to avoid enemy attacks.
春心と呼ばれたわしの動き、お主に見切れるかの。どうじゃ。
Next up is the most recent iteration of the past version of Yoruichi, who like the last one also has a really high SP and Frenzy. Now unfortunately, like the last one, she also does not have long stride, but she does have 4 flash steps in a row. She's also got really good range on her strong attacks, a decent normal attack, and her strong attack 2 is a boost move with Enhancer, which combined with her boosted strong attack recharge link of 14% means that she has the potential to have an infinite boost, which not only helps her but the rest of the party. It also means you can build this Yoruichi in a variety of different ways, including a decent normal attack build. Then we have her special, which is a basic full screen with 40% devastation, but it gives us clones of Yoruichi, and in what world is that a bad thing?
せっかくの祭りじゃ、もっと楽しめ。
Now next up we have one of my favorite characters in the entire game, the Halloween version of Yoruichi, who was definitely ahead of her time when she came out. Not only does she have a pretty high attack even by today's standards, but she's also got a plus 25 nad link and a plus 40 bruiser, effectively increasing her normal attack damage by 65%. This version of Yoruichi swings the scythe with 20% long reach, so her normal attacks got really good range. She can also inflict debilitating paralysis on all of her strong attacks and her special, which is incredibly useful, but especially for her strong attack 2, since it's the vortex move that surrounds her and is incredibly likely to inflict the paralysis. On top of all this, she's also got long stride, and we've already discussed how broken that is. This Yoruichi is a perfect example of a normal attacking character, and it really is impressive how well she holds up despite being out so long.
開放的になったわしの力はこんなものではないぞ。どうじゃ。
Up next is the newest iteration of the Swimsuit version of Yoruichi, who is a significant improvement on the last one, if only because this one's not a clone. This Yoruichi has a really high SP as well as Frenzy, as well as a strong attack recharge link, making it easier to spam strong attacks, something you want to do because her strong attacks are really good, and quite useful. Her strong attack 1 pushes enemies back, her strong attack 2 is a vortex move that gathers enemies together before pushing them all back, and her strong attack 3 is a full screen. Her strong attack 1 and 2 in particular have a large hit count, which is useful because all of her attacks have a chance to inflict debilitating weakening, allowing you to deal more damage, while also receiving less damage from enemies that are weakened. Overall, this Yoruichi is really good, though her kit's more designed for crowd control than speed, so she can be a bit slow if you're on a time limit, which is ironic considering she's got an immunity to being slow. Still, she's a great character to have, and one that should be returning in a couple of months.
わしからプレゼントをやろう。メリークリスマスじゃ。あらあら。
You know, I'm beginning to realize most of my favorite characters in this game are Yoruichis, because here is another one, the Christmas version of Yoruichi, who also has a really high SP and Frenzy. This Yoruichi also has a strong tech recharge link, which combine really well with her strong attacks. They all have a chance to inflict debilitating freeze, and they all have really good range. Her strong attack 1 in particular is incredibly useful for inflicting freeze, since it continuously knocks enemies back while hitting a high number of times. And since it comes back really quickly since it's a strong attack 1, she can abuse this, making it really useful in things like Cacao, or just to get your combo up. Now, in addition to being able to inflict freeze, she's also completely immune to it, which is really useful. Honestly, the only way you would be able to make her better is to give her long stride, which sadly they didn't. Now, there is no honorable mention on this list because there's only 2 other Yoruichis in this game. Though I would like to take this time to remind you guys to please vote on your favorite hard character for next week's top 10 list. I'll be doing one a week, and the more votes I can get, the more accurate the list becomes.
春光来襲せん 人流国病戦記
And finally at number 1, we have the manga version of Yoruichi, who, and this won't surprise you, also has a really high SP and frenzy. She's also got a strong tech damage link, meaning her strong attacks are going to deal more damage, and she's got really good range on those strong attacks, which along with her normal attack and her special can inflict debilitating paralysis. She's also got decent range on her normal attack, and a decent attack for a high SP character. In fact, with the exception of some not so great resurrection characters, this Yoruichi is tied with the manga version of Nemu with the highest attack for a high SP character. Now both her normal attack and her strong attacks only get better with her special. It's not only full screen and inflicts paralysis, but it also leaves behind a lightning vortex move that surrounds Yoruichi and completely transforms her, increasing the magnifications on both her normal attack and her strong attacks for 30 seconds, plus completely recharging her strong attacks. When her 30 seconds are up, she reverts back to her normal form and her strong attacks get recharged again. Basically, this whole transformation allows for some pretty useful strategies that can vary depending on the event you're doing. Now I know they're continuing to create 1000 Year Blood War characters, and I wouldn't be opposed to a Yoruichi that stays transformed the entire time. Hint hint K-Lab. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to vote on your favorite heart character on BBS. Link is in the description below.